Hello, good morning. I am Cheetah Yajnesha Shetty from KIFA. It's an honor to be with Dr. Mahesh, one of the legendary of Kalaripayattu. It's a delight and an honor and a blessing for us to be in KIFA.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I just want to know what is Kalaripayattu.
Kalaripayattu can be considered as the mother of all martial art,
Right.
and even the oldest martial art form in the world. Because martial arts evolved when human race evolved.
Right.
Because we can even calculate, or historians dates back the eras through the weapon usage.
Right.
Because if you are checking the Stone Age, that means stone is used as weapon, right?
Correct.
For maybe for attacking and defending, and for different purposes. Then it comes like the Iron Age. That means iron weapons are there. So if you are checking the Harappa, Mohenjo-daro civilizations, and there we can see the daggers, spears, and all that thing. So with human race, the kind of martial arts evolved. But Kalaripayattu can be considered as the oldest form of martial art, because if you are checking the Tamil Sangam literature, that dates back something like 3000 years back. We have Agampadal, Purampadal, Kundalageshi, Valayapadi, Umayapadi, kind of different padals, where we can see the word Kalari. So the word Kalari was used as a profound space to do anything. So Kalari and Payattu means the profound space for fighting. So in Sangam literature, we can see the word Kalari. We can see one word, Kode Kalari, the coward in the warfield. So, and even lot of scriptures like Purampadal was mentioning about the valor of the humans, like the valor of the heroes, how they fight, what kind of weapons they were using. So we have a great tradition. And even in India, we have a structured research happened in warfare and warfare techniques. Basically, we have the Dhanurveda, which was formed alongside Yajurveda, where we can see different kinds of weapon, different kinds of yantras. Then we can see the array of armies, vyuhas, even astras, something like missiles.
Why the Kalari has become very low in India? The martial art has gone spoken about outside.
I think there was the lack of ambassador or something like that. A lot of gurus, a lot of ashans are struggling to preserve this thing, because in 1800s, British banned Kalaripayattu. Because of the war happened between British Raj and the British people. It happened in Wayanad, and with the help of lot of Kalari warriors, he was able to defeat the British army. So in 1804, Kalari was banned. Lot of Kalaris were demolished, weapons were seized. So till independence, it was very much illegal.
What is the difference between Kalari and other art?
For example, Kalaripayattu is not an art which teaches you for aggression. It's a lifestyle, maybe we can say it's a lifestyle. The disciplined way to approach you, to explore more and more about you. That is what Kalari teaches. We have the diverse training methods. It starts with the physical exercises. We have the bare hand techniques. We have the short staffs, the long staffs. Then we have the choppers, the axe. Then we have swords, sword and shield, the urumi, the flexible sword. Then all these array of weapons we are training a lot of weapons. Then after that, we will start learning about the pressure points. We have the 108 pressure points in human body. So how to escape an attack from a pressure point, how to, how to revive people. So Kalaripayattu is a great knowledge which has a healing system incorporated. No other martial arts has a healing system. And even Kalaripayattu is considered to be the mother of all martial arts. Even the Chinese, we are mentioning about the Chinese martial arts because of the story of Bodhi Dharman. He was the Pallava prince here who lived in 5th century, believed to live in 5th century. He was a well expert in this Kalaripayattu, Adithada, Adimurai, Kuttuverise, then these pressure point techniques and all that things, and even the Siddha way of traditional healing. He went to China after his 50s.
Oh, okay.
Because he was a prince, but because of some political situation, he traveled to the woods. He wanted to become a Buddhist monk. So he got a guru. Her name was Prajnatara.
Okay.
So they were in woods. So after his 50s, he wished to travel to China. So then he traveled to China, and there he got a good reception.
Okay.
Lot of monks came, and Bodhidharman was sitting there. So they were thinking that a profound monk from India came. So they will get a lot of information about Buddhism, because this is the root of Buddhism, right? This land is the root. So he was sitting silent. He was not even talking to them. Then the Emperor Uthang came. He met Bodhidharman. And Emperor was actually, he created universities for Buddhism that time actually. He was a very well expert and exponent in Buddhism. So he wanted to take Buddhism, we want to propagate Buddhism in a bigger way. So he made research spaces, universities. He created a lot of monasteries, and he was feeding 2,000 monks, I think, per day that time. So he asked Bodhidharman that I am doing this much of work. Shall I get salvation?
Okay.
This was the question asked. Then Bodhidharman said, you will die on 7th hell. You wasted your life. Then the emperor was little shattered. So he was surprised. Why I am doing this much of work for Buddhism? Then why you are talking like that? Then Bodhidharman said, the basic principle of Buddhism is not to expect anything.
Okay.
So you are expecting salvation and doing this much of work. Then there is no
Not
point.
nothing.
Then from there he traveled to the Shaolin.
Okay.
There also the Shaolin monks was little reluctant to receive Bodhidharman there.
Okay.
So he meditated there in a cave for 9 years. Then he came out with 2 scriptures. One is I Ching Jing and another one is In Zai Jing.
Okay.
I Ching Jing itself is a martial art.
Hmm.
From I Ching Jing, Kempo Karate, Wushu, Silat kind of martial arts inspired.
Okay.
So that's why we call this martial art as a mother of martial art. Even I think Mas Wayama had written about this in his This is Karate book.
So, one more point I want to ask, what is the connection between Ayurveda and coloring?
If you are thinking about yoga, yoga is ultimately training your mind, because if you are checking about the Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, the Ashtanga Yoga, the way that we are progressing is towards getting a peaceful, strong mind.
Right.
Yama means it connects with the mind. It's not a body exercise. Niyama is also a mental practice. Asana, that is a physical practice. But asana means, the definition of asana is Thiram Sukham Asana. You have to sit in a Sukha condition for a long time to control your mind. That's the thing. So asana, pranayama, breathing, ultimately it's connected with mind. Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi, all are mind trainings. So ultimately Kalaripayattu is not a physical training. It's a training to the mind. Because we are an IKS center, the Indian Knowledge System Center for Kalaripayattu and Siddha tradition. So what we did is last year we trained 400 students actually through spanning 6 schools. 200 we kept as a control group and 200 we trained for 15 weeks. Then we were constantly reading the psychological changes. So that was also done by a national agency. So what we got is actually the resilience, confidence, fearless attitude and the self-esteem of kids improved within 15 weeks.
Very good.
So ultimately Kalaripayattu also is a training for the mind, because if a focus shift, what will happen if somebody is hitting me with a sword, if my focus is shifting for a fraction of a second, it will cut, it will surely cut. So we call Kalaripayattu as a dynamic yoga, because breathing part we are focusing on breathing, we are practicing all kind of flexibility activities. So we are concentrating. Ultimately, this is a training for the mind. And if you are considering Ayurveda, that was your
Yeah,
next thing. Because in Ayurveda, we are it's very much clear that the Abhyanga part, that is the massage part, which is doing in Ayurveda, was adapted from the Kalari massages, basically. Because the name, verbally the main name means actually, Abhyanga means just applying oil and bathing.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Okay.
So we can see different strokes, different methods of massage. These are all adapted from Kalaris.
And I want to ask, what is Agastya?
Agasthyam.
Yeah.
Agasthyam is actually, it's completely dedicated to sage Agastya, who is considered as our, especially the southern style of martial arts, the Paramaguru is sage Agastya only.
Okay.
Our Kalari was there from 128 years, same spot, and I am a 5th generation Kalari Gurukal.
So nice.
And we know that there are, Kerala, we have 2 styles, major styles of Kalaripayattu. That is one is northern style and southern style. And northern style of Kalaripayattu is attributed to Parashurama, and southern style, the Guru is Agastya only. So we are actually learning more and more about his contributions. Agastya and the 18 Siddhas.
Okay.
So they were actually, actually Agastya, Tirumular, Bhogar, kind of 18 Siddhas were there. And more Siddhas was there, but these are the famous group. So the 18 Siddhas had contributed a lot. They had done tremendous research on human body, about the cosmos, about the molecular level of body, and lot of things. They were even scientists, they were Vaidyas, doctors, they were alchemists. So they did a lot of works. So we just want to introduce that knowledge to the youngsters.
I just want to ask Guruji regarding the so many bad things are happening in our society.
Yeah.
We are becoming more educated and doing more bad things.
Yes.
So why it's happening?
The so-called education system that we are following, that we are thinking that it's an rooted education. Last month I went for a Gurukula conference where a lot of people were talking something about some profound knowledges about the Gurukula system which we had, where there was no, it was Kaksha Nirabesha, there was no classrooms.
Okay.
Samaya Nirabeksha, there was no time, any time you can learn.
Okay.
And Pariksha Nirabeksha, there was no examinations happening. So we were learning about ourselves that time. Now we are learning a lot of things, because now also if you want to learn something, if you want to know something, you just Google and you will get the information.
Correct.
So how many of you know more about you? This is we are lacking. Self-exploration is lacking.
Correct.
If we even when I talk in seminars and workshops and all that things, I usually ask this question that what is the basic necessity of life? Then everybody will tell food and shelter, peace of mind kind of answers we get. But nobody is saying breathe is the fundamental necessity of life.
Definitely.
Nobody is saying.
Correct.
And then I will ask the question, how many of you breathe? Then everybody will raise the hand. Then I will ask another question, how many of you can confidently say that I am breathing properly? Then nobody will raise the hand.
Okay.
So we don't know the basic fundamental necessity of life. We don't know about life. We don't know about us. That is the problem.
I just want your advice for the new generation about the food habits.
Yeah.
I don't think so the children are going to eat food at home.
Yeah.
From morning breakfast to evening dinner, they will be eating outside food. And all the outside foods are influenced by Western. So what is your opinion regarding this?
See, we should realize that whatever we eat will becomes you. That's why we call this body as Annamaya Sharira.
Right.
Okay. Whatever you eat, it will convert to you only. If you are eating more, then you will become good. If you are not much eating, then you will become skinny, right? That means whatever you eat will becomes you. Then we should decide what should be, what should our body be. So we should take a we should research on that even. I'm just talking to the youngsters that we should realize that what are you eating and what you want to become. If you keep a mind on that, basically what is happening is around 2 lakhs years we evolved as hunter-gatherers. After Neanderthal man, we were Homo sapiens, we started becoming Homo sapiens, and we evolved 2 lakhs years as we eat everything. Because of the survival.
Correct.
But now we know, because our human body is meant to become a vegetarian.
Correct.
Maybe because we don't have the canine tools, the acids, even we have the flexible jaws.
Correct.
Because carnivorous animals always gulp.
Yeah,
We have
correct.
the flexible jaws, then the acidity of the intestine, the length of the colon, and all that things are saying that we have a vegetarian body kind.
Another important question, how we will collaborate with KIFA?
Yes.
We are very much excited you to come to KIFA
Yeah.
and give some good knowledge about everything, because from head to toes you know everything.
No.
No, we have seen your all detailings, and we know how passionately you are putting yourself into coloring. This is very, very important for a human to put his whole life in coloring.
Because I can help you, because I was been in the media for 25 years. Okay. I was doing a lot of ad films. Okay. I was even series, directing a lot of things. Okay. Then, but this was my family, and Kalari, I was evolving in my family, and it was there was no other option, because I started learning in my 4th year itself. Very small age I started learning. So Kalaripayattu is actually very good. Actually, if you want to become an actor, for example, it will provide a grand base. Even for the posters, if you are even standing, the attitudes that you are creating, even the flexibility, the actions and all that things, it is a wonderful foundation.
That I make out, because you do like this, and through your eyes the
communication is there.
Communication. So about KIFA.
We can that we can discuss, and anyway we will be very much happy to associate with you.
Right.
How and when that we can plan and discuss. We are trying our level best to inspire the youngsters, and we are trying to promote this beautiful martial art to the world.
Correct.
So this is our work, what is happening actually. We are talking more about Kalaripayattu because this is actually an international art.
Correct. Correct.
International martial art process, and even this connects your life. So this can do wonderful impacts in the society. That's why we are working. So we are happy to associate with KIFA.
Thank you. Another thing, Guruji, you have written this book, so beautiful it is. Can you just tell some of the good points of this book, so that all the viewers, I want everybody to take this book and have a beautiful experience which Master just traveled all over.
This is Agastya's Marma Canadi.
Okay.
It talks about the 108 pressure points in human body. So actually some pressure points are fatal, 12 points are fatal, and 96 that we can use in martial art to escape.
Correct.
So he was talking about progression of life. Ultimately he is touching the life. He starts the chapter with one chapter called Karivulbhavam, which means how a zygote, the first cell, is formed in mother's womb. From there, how it is progressing. Within 2 days, what will be the size? Within 5 days, what will be the size? And after the delivery, how all the 96 tattvas, how the samskaras, how his subconscious mind is evolving. So it's a profound study about life, ultimately. Then he talks about the vital pressure points, like the 12 fatal points, about the other 96 points, and even about one point which we call as Meidinda Kalam. That means not touching the human body. We can act without touching body. So these kind of explanations of Agastya's profound wisdom is there. Then he is talking about how to make medicines, even how to revive people who got a Marma Abhighata. So there are different techniques that we have to use, and how we can, for example, if somebody is fainted, then how we can diagnose what happened to him, because he is silent and he is closed, he is just like fainted. Then with all the lakshanas, how can we find? These all intricate details are there in the MMA Canadi, which is something like 500 verses. And we took 2 years to translate this thing. And it was, we are fortunate that it was released in the National Education Policy's 4th annual meeting, happened in Delhi. It's a great knowledge.
Guruji, I want to know about what is Project Shakti.
You know, actually, you also talked about that because you are also doing a lot of works on that. Because in India, we know we are progressing a lot in different angles. Like, for example, we are progressing in education, we are progressing as a financial strength, but still, in a daily basis, 88 rape cases are reported all over India. Non-reported cases are, yes, you know. Then, the World Health Organization is saying that 1/3, like 1 of 3, has some problem with the surrounding. Yeah, they are facing some problems. So, why it is happening? And how can we act on this? There is only one possibility, to empower the girls. So, even with this research we did, we can easily state that if you are training a girl for some time, their confidence level, fearlessness, everything will change. Even normally what is happening is, if some situations happen, we have some kind of response system. One is flight and another one is fight. Normally, if something happens, we will flight. We will flight means we will be running away. Sometimes we will fight. But there is another response system that is very dangerous. We call it as freeze. Mostly the girls will be freezed in some situation. They don't know what to do, how to respond even. So this freeze situation is very dangerous. What we can empower them, that with through Kalaripayattu and some kind of trainings and kind of information that we can, even through awareness, we can at least switch from this freeze mode to flight or fight, then they will escape. So Kalaripayattu is a wonderful tool that till now we trained more than 10,000 girls through different workshops spanning 3 years. It took 3 years because of our busy schedules and limitations. But next year we are planning to train more than 1 lakh girls around India. So your support is also needed when we are coming to Mumbai.
One more question I am having, because everybody believes and says from the ancestral time that woman is a Adi Shakti. She has got much more power than man.
Correct.
So explain something about that. Why they are not coming up with that power?
Because mostly because of our social systems created, because of that only. And they was forced to believe that they have some limitations. So this happened over a period of time, and this is the basic problem that they are facing. Now now I think women are much empowered. They are equally placed in any, if you are going to any spaces, they are equally placed. But still this is happening because of, we have to work on that actually, yes. Empowerment is needed, the awareness, they should be strengthened. People are more aware now, in our Kalari actually more girl students are there.
I heard about you are doing some massive movie on coloring. Tell something about that.
The movie's name is actually Kaliyan, starring Prithvi Raj. You know Prithvi Raj. So it's about a 14th century, 15th century. It's from the Southern Ballads. It's a story from the Southern Ballads. It's a completely action movie. So it has a flavor of Kalaripayattu and all that things as a social thing, but it's not into Kalari, but it's an action thing.
And another thing, Guruji, the things are happening each and every time. Every cycle there will be little bit of silent, again there will be heavy things of all these anti-social things. So is it the man-making thing, or is the propaganda, or is the real thing?
If you are checking it politically or something like that, it always, sometimes it was created, sometimes it is happening accidentally. So always it was there, like it is not a new thing. From ages it was there. So people love to become peacefully for some time.
Right.
Then they'll be like little more like they'll be little depressed, so they want some actions or some kind of chaos they need to create. So they will create some chaos. Then it will become and mess up.
Yeah,
Then after that, again, this is
Yeah,
always
this is
a karmic cycle happening.
How much time you spend in Kerala or in other places?
Now actually I'm more into Kerala, I think, because the last year I was hectically traveling around India because I had to find out my locations. I had to talk with a lot of artists and all that things to create for the movie thing. And after this I am staying in Kerala only. We have a beautiful residential program there happening. So people around India and world. We have students from Russia, Germany, from different parts of the world. And from different parts of India. From Mumbai also there are a lot of students staying there. And they are practicing. Because we have a very beautiful schedule that it's kind of an immersion for 1 month. So from early morning 6:30 a.m. they have to undergo a lot of activities. For example, there is one program called as solar body. That is receiving the pranas from the sun. Then from after that we have a beautiful meditation session. Then we'll have morning kalari practice session. Then we have a peer learning theory session. Evening we have again some sevas, and again we have the 2.5 hour practice session. So it's a complete immersion to learn more about this beautiful martial art. So we are running a beautiful residential program, and we have multiple centers also. We are training students, and we have a beautiful performing team.
That is very important.
Yes, we try to perform as much as.
Tomorrow we are expecting more than 300 to 400 girls.
Great.
And everybody is very much excited to meet you.
Thank you.
And to have your blessings.
Thank you.
And we also want to have your blessings.
Yes.
And let us make it something good for the human society.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you.